Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. Hope you are doing well. Hey listen, I am in front of the whiteboard today, but not really because I need the whiteboard per se, but because I'm shooting a daytime video and I've got a huge window over here with light coming in. So if I was behind my stringing machine as normal, the light would be horrific. So I'm in front of the whiteboard. Okay, but anyway, I want to talk today about a company called Racquet Art, alright? And what Racquet Art has is they have the world's largest selections of stencils and inks. So, you know, you've seen this on all the pro players on tour. The string beds, you know, if they're sponsored by Prince, they've got the P stenciled on there. If they're sponsored by Babala, they've got the Babala double line at the bottom. If it's Wilson, they've got the W, okay? So stencils are a pretty cool way to kind of dress up the string bed a little bit. Now, it's not something that I've done historically for my clients. It's something I probably will start doing more of because I think it's pretty cool. It's just something, for whatever reason, I haven't done. But Racquet Art, what they have, now you're not going to be able to get the Prince or the Wilson or the brand name stencils from Racquet Art. You have to get those elsewhere. But what Racquet Art has is pretty impressive. So let me grab my notes here so I don't forget anything. All their stencils are durable and they're reusable. So of course, you know, you get a new fresh string bed, stencil it up, set it aside. When you get the next one, you can use that same stencil again over and over. They come in many different designs, all right? So the first category is what they call their picture stencils, all right? Now, you have to go to their website. I've got the URL behind me, and you can see this vast selection of picture stencils. I mean, almost anything you can imagine, you know. Just to name a few: smiley face, peace sign, bullseye, heart, cross, and so many more. I don't know if you can see it really clear here with the green background, but I've got a peace sign one right here. Okay, so all kinds of picture stencils, and those are $9.95 per stencil. So if that would be of interest to you, check it out. They have monogrammed stencils, so you can get your initials. 3 different fonts to choose from. So again, $9.95 for that stencil. So that's pretty cool. It's a way to really personalize your racket. You know, I could get a big DH on my racket, you know, if I wanted to. So it's a neat way to personalize. They have multicolored stencils. I think they only have 2 in this category. It's basically where you use 2 different colors of ink to create the design, and they have a yin and a yang symbol. And then they also have this tennis ball with like the sunburst around it. So it's pretty cool. You can check that out. Those are a little more expensive. They're $14.95 per stencil. Then they have custom stencils, okay? So this is really cool. So, you know, if you're on your high school team, a college team, playing for your club team, or you just have your own personal logo that you want to get on your string bed that you didn't see in maybe some of the picture stencils they have, you can work with Racquet Art to create a custom stencil, all right? So, you know, basically it's really cool. You send them the information, okay? You work with them. They'll prepare the artwork and send you a copy of what it would look like. And the best part of it all is there's no obligation at that point. You can see the artwork and you can say, nope, they didn't hit it, I don't want it. Or you can say, boom, I love it, let's go with that one, or even make some tweaks to it, okay? So they're very flexible. They'll work with you, which is really cool. And the custom stencils, those are $12.95 per stencil. They've created many stencils for many of the top university teams, and like I said, can certainly do it for high school, club teams, you name it. And of course, if you have a stencil, you're definitely going to need ink as well, okay? So they've got these Racquet Art stencil inks, little bottles that you can put with the applicator. So you just put the stencil on the frame, on the racket, on the string bed, and then you run the ink bottle across there and in the color of your choice, and it puts the design on the strings. And there's really 2 types that you need to know about. There's solvent-based and water-based. You know, what you really need to know about that is the solvent-based is the fastest drying time, comes in 10 standard colors. The water-based, they've got a fast drying time, not as fast as the solvent, but still they're going to dry fairly quickly. But these are more of an environmental friendly formula. So if that's of interest to you, then check out that type of stencil. $3.95 per bottle. And then they've got some other cool things that, you know, I've been familiar with Racquet Art for a little while now. I've seen them advertise. I've been in contact with the owner in getting some of the samples that I have here, and it's just, I've been delayed in getting this video out. But at the time I didn't know this. They've got some really cool butt kit designs. So for the butt of your racket, some other ways to kind of customize your racket from a look and feel perspective. And so they've got a racket butt kit where you can create your own custom butt cap, all right? So the kit includes everything you need to add your own image to the butt of the racket, all right? And then once the cap has been installed on your racket, then you know, you can replace it as often as you like. You just reprint another, you know, from your printer. You can just reprint something or cut something out of a magazine and replace the one that you have in there and put the new image on and put the cap on. So pretty cool way to, again, dress up your racket. And along those same lines, they've got some picture butt caps. So it's basically the same thing as the kit, except that they're just pre-printed images. So you can see those on their website. And so basically take some of the work off you with assembling the kit. Racquet Art will do that work for you, and then they'll send you the completed butt cap, and then you apply it and attach it to the end of the racket. And both of those, the kit and the picture ones, are $8.95. And then they've got Racquet Butt Kit Bling. Okay, so these are pretty cool. Maybe, you know, who's to say? I guess I shouldn't say maybe for the females, because there may be a lot of guys out there that would want Racquet Butt Bling as well. But what these are rhinestone, little rhinestone discs that go on the end of your racket to dress it up like a jewel type of thing. So I think there's a ruby version, and of course, guys, needless to say, not real stones here based on the price, but a ruby version, an emerald version, an amethyst version, and an amber version, and those are $10.95 each. And then they also carry, they're the exclusive U.S. distributor of a brand of strings called Arter strings, alright? So, you know, this is a different video for a different day when I'll talk about Arter strings, but I did want to mention that as well. And let's see, so there it is up here. Racquet Art's the name of the company. The URL is, I'm missing a W. www.racquet with the Q version, RACQUETART.com. And gang, be on the lookout then for future videos, because like I said, I'm going to cover a little bit about the Arter strings in upcoming videos, and then after I do that, I'm going to do another giveaway contest, because I have 3 stencils. I think they're all peace signs. Let me grab this one. Got 3 stencils that I'm going to give away. I've got 4 bottles of ink, so I'll just keep one of them and give away 1 bottle of ink with each stencil. And then I've got 3 sets of Arter strings here. I'm going to string up one of them myself so I can get the perspective of how it feels to string and give a stringing perspective on it. But that means that I'll have 2 sets to give away. So stay tuned for future videos on that, so you get a chance to win some free stuff from Racquet Art and from Inspired Tennis. So that is all I have for today, gang. Thanks for checking in.